A worksheet, it sometimes occurs to you that maybe you'd like to take information in your worksheet and copy it elsewhere. Maybe you'd like to create sort of a shadow version of this using different data. Maybe you want to set up a similar area on this worksheet using the same kind of information but perhaps different years or different months. We want to talk about how to copy or move data in a worksheet. Imagine in this worksheet that you'd like to work with similar numbers, but maybe on a speculative basis, or maybe you'd like to set up a similar kind of layout using different months. This information here could be copied to another part of your screen. And there are a number of ways to do this. I want to show you the easiest way and then a couple of other ways. Before I do this, I'd also like to get rid of the information, simply display information in these cells. Remember, we can highlight information, hit the delete key. That's the fastest way. We would like to copy this information. The standard way of doing this is from the menu or the toolbar. You can go to the Edit command and choose Copy. Now, I'm not going to do that, so I'll slide off of it. Edit Copy. Or you can slide to this tool in the standard toolbar called Copy. And if you click on Copy, you'll see that the highlighted cells have the marquee lines around them. You can then point to the destination. Now, you don't have to highlight an equivalent area. If I want all of this information to be lined up with its upper left corner in cell A12, I can click there. And if you notice, the bottom of the screen says Select Destination and press Enter. We choose Paste. We can just press Enter. We see the information displayed here also. That's fairly fast. I want to undo it and show you probably the easiest way to do this. And by the way, the marquee lines will stay there indefinitely until you hit the Escape key. Once again, highlight this data. We'd like to copy it down to row 12. Earlier, we talked about the fact that the mouse pointer does assume different shapes. Remember how it generally looks like this three-dimensional plus? If you point to the lower right-hand corner of the selected range, you'll see it as a two-dimensional plus. Remember what we also said. If you point to the edge of the selected cells, you see an arrow. Now, bottom edge, right edge, top edge, left edge, it looks like an arrow. If you want to copy something, you can highlight the selected cells, whether it's one or many. When you see the arrow, you want to hold down the left mouse button, and at the same time, if you want to copy this information, hold down the Control key. And a tiny little plus appears to the right of the arrow. If you now drag this information to the destination area, perhaps you want it to reside here, let go of the mouse first, that's critical, then the keyboard. We have copied the information. Now, what would we do here? Possibly we change the names of the months. Maybe we're going to change some numbers. The idea is we went to the trouble of setting up this information, putting formulas in place. We don't want to do it again. We simply copy the information down here. We see formulas down here just like above. They've all been adjusted to fit the appropriate cells and location. We can now use this to do other things. After we've done this, we might be saying to ourselves, well, we moved that not far down enough. What we'd like to do maybe is to move it even farther down. So the point here is sometimes you want to move data. So we have information here. If we want to move a cell or selected cells, we begin the same way as we would with copy. We highlight the cells, point to an edge, hold down the left mouse button, and we don't touch the keyboard here. We simply drag the boundary to the other location. Now, it could be an overlapping location like this. It could be a completely separate area like this. Either way, I'll do overlapping. Let go of the mouse. We've moved the information. There could be times when what you did there could have been achieved by inserting new rows. That would also push information down. But drag and drop, as the technique is called, is frequently used, and very often it's the easiest way to copy or move information from one location to another. One particular time when this doesn't work so well is imagine a situation where if I wanted to move this information down to row 800. I'm going to have to start dragging here. And how long is it going to take me to get to 800? And depending upon the mouse action on your screen or how fast things move, sometimes this becomes real tedious, or as some people have said, it's a real drag. And see, sometimes the screen stops on you too. So that becomes tedious. In those cases, drag and drop is not so efficient, and what you want to do there is use the copy, or if you want to move it, the cut tool. If you use the cut tool, information disappears from here. It will disappear from here. Go to the destination, click on the paste tool, and the effect there was a move. Cut and paste is a move. Remember, at different times in a worksheet, you just may have data here or wherever. Just type in junk here, for example. And if I want that to be somewhere else, I can just drag it here or drag it there or wherever. So you can move information easily. In nearly all cases when you do this, you won't have difficulty unless you copy information on top of cells that already have data. And that's something you don't want to do most of the time. In this section, we talked about some more of the formatting features, namely the font type and the font size. We also talked about how to insert and delete rows and columns. We inserted a new row at the top of our worksheet, and we put a title in. We then showed how you could take that title and center it across many columns. And we completed this section by talking about how to copy or move information from one part of your worksheet to another using either the toolbar or the more efficient drag and drop techniques.